Joshua chapter 15, verse 1. The allotment for the clans of the tribe of Judah reached southward to the border of Edom, as far south as the wilderness of Zin. Verse 2. The southern boundary began at the south bay of the Dead Sea. Verse 3. Ran south of Scorpion, passed into the wilderness of Zin, and then went south to Kadesh Barnea to Hezron. Then it went up to Ada, where it turned towards Kaka. Verse 4. From there it passed to Esmon until it finally reached the brook of Egypt, which it followed to the Mediterranean Sea. This was their southern boundary. Verse 5. The eastern boundary extended along the Dead Sea to the mouth of the Jordan River. The northern boundary began at the bay where the Jordan River empties into the Dead Sea. Verse 6. Went up from there to Beth Hogla, then proceeded north to Beth Abba, to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was Reuben's son. Verse 7. From that point it went through the valley of Achor to Debe, turning north towards Gilgal, which is across from the slope of Adumim, on the south side of the valley. From there the boundary extended to the springs at En-Sheshemish and on to En-Rogla. Verse 8. The boundary then passed through the valley of Ben Hinnom, along the southern slopes of the Jebusites, where the city of Jerusalem is located. Then it went west to the top of the mountain above the valley of Hinnom, and on top to the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. Verse 9. From there the boundary extended from the top of the mountain to the spring at the waters of Nephtoah, and from there to the towns on Mount Ephron. Then it turned towards Bala, that is Kiriath Jearim. Verse 10. The boundary circled west of Bala to Mount Seir, passed along the town of Kesalon on the northern slope of Mount Jearim, and went down to Beth Sheshemish and unto Timnah. Verse 11. The boundary then proceeded to the slope of the hill north of Ekron, where it turned towards Shikron and Mount Bala. It passed Jabnel and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. Verse 12. The western boundary was the shoreline of the Mediterranean Sea. These are the boundaries from the clans of the tribe of Judah. Verse 13. The Lord commanded Joshua to assign some of Judah's territory to Caleb, son of Jephunneh. So Caleb was given the town of Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, which had been named after Anak's ancestors. Verse 14. Caleb drove out the three groups of Anakites, the descendants of Shishai, Hinman, and Talmai, the sons of Anak. Verse 15. From there he went to fight against the people living in the town of Debe, formerly called Kiriath Sefer. Verse 16. Caleb said, I will give my daughter Achsah in marriage to the one who attacks and captures Kiriath Sefer. Verse 17. Othniel, the son of Caleb's brother Kenaz, was the one who conquered it, so Achsah became Othniel's wife. Verse 18. When Achsah married Othniel, she urged him to ask her father for a field. As she got down off her donkey, Caleb asked her, What's the matter? Verse 19. She said, Give me another gift. You have already given me land in the Negev. Now please give me springs of water too. So Caleb gave her the upper and lower springs. Verse 20. This was the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Judah. Verse 21. The towns of Judah situated along the borders of Edom in the extreme south were Kabzeel, Eder, Jaguar. Verse 22. Kina, Dimona, Adada. Verse 23. Kadesh, Hazor, Itnan. Verse 24. Ziv, Telim, Bethlot. Verse 25. Hazor Hadattah, Kiriath Hezron, that is Hazor. Verse 26. Amam, Shema, Molada. Verse 27. Hazor Gadar, Heshmon, Bet Pelet. Verse 28, Hazor Shur, Beersheba, and Bizotia. Verse 29, Balor, Lim, Hezon. Verse 30, Etlod, Castle, Homer. Verse 31, Ziklag, Madmana, and Sansana. Verse 32, Lebaut, Shilheim, In, and Rimmon, 29 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 33, the following towns situated in the western foothills were also given to Judah: Ashtor, Zorah, Ashna. Verse 34, Zanoah, Enganim, Tapua, Inam. Verse 35, Jarmuth, Adullam, Soko, Azekah. Verse 36, Sharim, Ediatem, Gedura, and Geduratem, 14 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 37, also included were Zenen, Hadashah, Midgilgad. Verse 38, Dilan, Misphah, Jokneel. Verse 39, Lachish, Basket, Eglon. Verse 40, Carbon, Lamam, Kedlish. Verse 41, Kedlot, Beth Dagan, Nema, and Makeda, 16 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 42, beside these there were Libnah, Ikta, Ashna. Verse 43, Ibda, Ashna, Nezib. Verse 44, Keilah, Akzib, and Marashah, 9 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 45, the territory of the tribe of Judah also included Eklon and its surrounding settlements and villages. Verse 46, from Eklon, the boundary extended west and included the towns near Ashdod with their surrounding villages. Verse 47, it also included Ashdod with its surrounding settlements and villages, and Gaza with its settlements and villages as far as the brook of Egypt and along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Verse 48, Judah also received the following towns in the hill country: Shemiah, Jadir, Soko. Verse 49, Dana, Keriath Sana, that is Deber. Verse 50, Anab, Eshtamoo Anim. Verse 51, Goshen, Holom, and Gilo, 11 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 52, also included were the towns of Arab, Duma, Ashtan. Verse 53, Janim, Beth Tapua, Afaka. Verse 54, Humta, Kiriath Haba, that is Hebron, and Zior, 9 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 55, beside these there were Meol, Carmel, Ziph, Jadar. Verse 56, Jezreel, Joktim, Zanoah. Verse 57, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 58, in addition there were Halal, Bethzel, Geder. Verse 59, Marath, Beth Anot, and Eltekon, 6 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 60, there were also Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 61, in the wilderness there were the towns of Beth Arba, Midin, and Sikaka. Verse 62, Nibshan, the city of salt, and En-Gedi, 6 towns with their surrounding villages. Verse 63, but the tribe of Judah could not drive out the Jebusites who lived in the city of Jerusalem, so the Jebusites live there among the people of Judah to this day. Amen.